Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking what is in store for you for 2022. So yeah, this is going to be your 2022 preview, basically a little look into what you might anticipate and expect this upcoming year. So, this is going to be super general. It's also for a full year-long preview. So, some of these things may make sense. Some of them may not because they may apply to somebody else. And some of these things, it could be in reference to something happening soon. It could also be referencing something that could happen towards like the end of 2022, like November, December, or something like that. So try to keep an open mind because this is going to be very general and it does cover a 12-month window. So a lot of things can happen between now and then, obviously. But that's pretty much what we're looking at here today. And I want to thank you guys for, of course, checking out this video and hanging out with me. So before we get into this, I just want to ask you guys to give this video a like and, of course, subscribe if you can. That's always awesome. And hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming your way. And also leave me a comment down below. I love to hear from you guys. Private readings are also open and available, so feel free to contact me about that. My contact information, socials, all that good stuff is down in the description box below. And same with my Etsy shop. I have things on my Etsy shop too. There are some readings there. I have an oracle deck that's there. There are going to be more oracle decks coming in 2022 that I'll be adding there. So just all that good 411 for you guys to know. Anyways, let me get into our pile introductions here so you guys know what your options are to choose. So we have all Christmas ornaments because it is still technically the holiday season as I am recording this. So I just kind of picked some ornaments off of my tree to share with you guys as your options rather than crystals or something like that. So pile number 1. We have this 98 degrees Christmas ornament from 2017, and it says 98 degrees at Christmas. That was actually the title of their Christmas concert tour that they did in 2017 and 2018. Whenever I tell people that, they're always surprised. They're just like, oh, that group is still together? They're still doing things? And I'm like, yeah, they are. They're still doing stuff. So yeah, it's still a thing. The 90s are not over. So pile number 1 is the 98 degrees ornament. Pile number 2 is the pink Starbucks cup. Gotta love some Starbucks in our life. So that is pile number 2. Grab those peppermint mochas while you can. Pile number 3 is the key to Disneyland. It is a Disneyland ornament. It is the key to get there. It's gold. We have Sleeping Beauty's castle on the other side. So, I love Disney. I'm a big Disney fan. I love Disneyland. So that one is pile number 3. And pile number 4, this ornament is ready to roll since it's all round and stuff. It is a red ball ornament made out of glass. And it is from Kitson, Los Angeles. It is a little boutique store off of Robertson Boulevard in LA. It's pretty infamous for celebrities and that kind of thing, especially in like the mid 2000s. It was a very popular place, but it's still there. It's still around. So, anyways, this is the Kitson LA ornament, and those are your 4 choices. So, if Kitson will calm down there, it's like, I'm going to roll right on into 2022. Anyway, so those are your 4 pile options. Timestamps are, of course, down below. And we are going to get started here with pile number 1, the 98 degrees ornament. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the 98 degrees Christmas ornament from 2017, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you in 2022. All right, we're going to get started here with actually some cards from my own deck. This is Written in the Stars, and it has like a very pop culture, LA, Hollywood kind of theme to it, just general messages in life, love, career, all those good things. So this is available on Etsy, and I'm going to go ahead and put down these cards, and we're going to get started and see what you guys need to know for 2022. You may be your own Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Needs to come back to life like in warm bodies. My people will call your people. Time to make peace with your monster-in-law. And the proposal to take things from business to pleasure. So I'm going to start off with these cards before I pull out any more. So number one, we're going to start off with your Sabrina the Teenage Witch card. This card basically tells me that you guys kind of have a little bit of psychic abilities probably within yourself. You know, if you guys are watching tarot readings on YouTube, if you are watching videos like this in the first place, you probably have the innate ability to tap into your intuition and, you know, pick up on things, the unseen, that other people can't see either. You know, you're probably not a muggle, basically, is what it comes down to. You probably have your own spark of magic. It may not be exactly what I'm doing, or like what somebody else is doing. It could be in your own unique way. But needless to say, I feel like you guys have that in you. You have kind of like this magical ability, that there's some kind of, like, I don't want to say supernatural, but it could be in a sense supernatural, in a sense, like a supernatural psychic magical spark inside of you. And if this is something that you've already kind of tapped into and explored before 2022, I feel like this is just going to be magnified and brought to the surface even more so in 2022. It's going to be further developed. But if this is something that you haven't really explored, it's probably something that you may dive into and may discover these unique talents and gifts and abilities inside of you in 2022, which is very exciting. Needs to come back to life like warm bodies. So I feel like there's going to be this resurgence of energy and life inside of you in 2022. You know, maybe during 2021, you felt kind of dead on the inside a little bit. Maybe you felt a little bit numb from life. And it wouldn't surprise me if you felt like that, or if anyone felt like that, not just for 2021, but 2020 as well, because we've all kind of been living in this time suckiness of like all kinds of chaos for the past couple of years. It's been draining. It's been absolutely life draining for everybody, but I feel like something is going to be breathed back into life for you in 2022. So if you've really been struggling in 2021, you felt numb, you haven't felt alive, you haven't felt like yourself, I do feel like life is going to be breathed back into you in 2022. It very well could have something to do with tapping into these psychic abilities, because you know, I find the more connected we are to our intuition, the more connected that we are to spirit, the more we're able to get that life breathed back into us. Now, interestingly, with my people will call your people and the proposal to take things from business to pleasure, this tells me a lot about networking opportunities, like networking and socializing and connecting with people. And maybe that's been a part of the problem for you in 2021, in 2020, as it has been for a lot of us. feeling disconnected from people, feeling isolated, feeling alone, especially through these times and the pandemic and everything. So I feel like there's going to be a break from that in 2022, that you're going to have opportunities to actually kind of mix and mingle and meet people and connect with people and that kind of thing, especially with my people, we'll call your people. And then with the proposal to take things from business to pleasure, it tells me that a lot of these connections may be connected to your work, especially if maybe you're doing spiritual kind of work. It could be like connecting with others in that field. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but could be. But with the proposal to take things from business to pleasure, I mean, that could be romantic, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could also be just like finding pleasure and enjoyment, finding happiness in those connections. Plain and simple as that. It's like a lot of people say like, oh yeah, that person's my work wife, or that person's my work husband, or whatever the case may be. They're not really like in a romantic relationship, obviously, but it goes to show that they have a good work relationship. So I feel like you're going to have good connections with those that you are working with and connecting with, whether it goes to like taking it quite literally being romance, or it's just simply like, hey, I've established a really good friend group out of this situation. And then with time to make peace with your monster-in-law, that goes to show me that you are going to be making peace with and finding solutions and resolving things in terms of your family. Now, this could quite literally be like an in-law situation. It doesn't have to be. It could be just, you could just take away, in-law, and it could be just like your mom, basically, or some other maternal figure in your life. So, take that as it resonates, but I feel like there is going to be like a repairing of sorts in your family situations during 2022. Those aren't necessarily always easy, but I do feel like that's going to be happening. Now we also have some cards from the Millennial Oracle for you guys to see what's happening in 2022. We have adulting, taking charge of your life, putting in the work, maturity, being responsible. Can't deal with the situation, know what to say or do, can't comprehend, shaking my head. Wow. Slut shaming, express your sexuality, shaming, feeling judged, double standard, casual sex. And filter, trying to make yourself look better. Things are not as they appear, sugar-coated truth. So we're going to start off here with filter since we're on it. So I feel like in 2022, this is going to be a year where you guys are going to be more authentic. You're going to be more transparent, more of the real you. It doesn't necessarily have to apply to physical pictures like on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or anything like that, where we can just slap a filter on it and make it pretty and everything. I feel like this is very much so, more so about like your everyday life. And I feel like, especially as you're tapping into maybe the more mystical side of yourself, you're going to be finding that it's more and more important to be real and to be genuine. And sometimes that's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable with that. And sometimes it's not pretty. It is not pretty like a filter. Sometimes it is ugly and terrible. I myself recently found myself in a situation like that where I expressed some ugly, nasty emotions that I was feeling. They were not pretty. I did not filter it. And in a sense, I felt like I was shamed for expressing my truth. But I'm glad that I expressed my truth. I'm not proud of the emotions that I felt. Like, I know that those emotions are not right, and those are things that I need to work on and adjust inside of myself. But I'm not ashamed to say this is where I'm at and this is how I'm feeling. And you may find yourself in situations like that in 2022 where it's just like, you know what? I'm going to be real. This is how it is. Bottom line. And I think in doing that, that is taking responsibility. That's what adulting is all about. It's about taking responsibility. So I do feel like you guys are going to be stepping into a more mature version of yourself in 2022. Once again, I feel like that's also going to be connected with, people that you're going to be connecting with here. My people will call your people. The proposal to take things from business to pleasure. So I do feel like, especially in regards to work and money and just like you as a human being, you're going to be stepping more so into a more adult position of who you really are, which can be scary once again, but that's where those filters have to come off, because I feel like the more juvenile versions of us want to have that filter on. It's like a protection kind of thing. But I feel like you guys are going to get more and more comfortable with who you really are, taking responsibility for who you are, even the ugly and not so pretty parts of it. So, it's going to be a year where you're going to grow in maturity. And I can't tell you that that's going to be easy, because anytime we grow, there is a little bit of pain involved with that. But it does seem like there is going to be a reward on the other side with this, because I do feel like there's going to be enjoyment that comes out of that growth. With Can't Even, this is basically going to be those moments where you're experiencing those birthing pains, those growth pains, pretty much. Growing pains, that's what I was thinking of, like the TV show. I feel like when you experience those growing pains, as you're becoming more mature, as you are becoming more of that adult, you're going to have those moments where you're going to be like, I can't even deal with this. Like, this is insane. Like, this is stupid. All that other kind of stuff. You're going to have those moments. But I feel like these moments, they're going to pass as quickly as they come, as quickly as they'll go. I feel like the can't even moments are going to be fleeting and fading. As for slut shaming, I don't feel like you are necessarily going to be slut shamed, or you're going to be slut shaming somebody else. But the thing that really stood out to me here was express your sexuality. And I feel like that's what you're going to be doing in 2022. That's going to be a part of that growing up. That's going to be a part of that becoming more adult, is going to be taking ownership in your sexuality. Going from that little girl to like that queen of the bedroom, so to speak. Maybe you're someone who has felt like, maybe you're someone who doesn't have very much experience, or maybe you're someone who has experience, but you don't have a lot of confidence in it, and you feel like you're not good at it or something like that. Maybe you're someone who has been confused about their sexuality, where you're like, do I like guys? Do I like girls? I don't know. Like, sexuality in general, it doesn't matter whether you're straight, bi, gay, anything in between. It can be a very confusing thing. It's like, do I feel confident? Do I feel scared? Do I feel comfortable with this person? Do I feel comfortable with myself? There's like a whole array of emotions that come along with it. But regardless of where you fall in that, I feel like it's going to be a time of, once again, growth in that. So, for example, if you've been confused about your sexuality, you may get more confirmation to be just like, you know what? I am straight. I am gay. I am bi. I like both. I'm this. I'm that. I'm whatever. Or if that's not the issue, it may be a time where you kind of like blossom like this flower, where you're just like, I'm no longer going to be shy and timid and intimidated in the bedroom. I'm going to like show him I'm a woman kind of thing, or whatever it is. That you're not going to feel shamed is the point. Wherever you stand, you're not going to feel shamed. You're going to step into your own. So I definitely feel like that is a part of it. And we have some unicorn oracle cards here. I got so many cards, you guys. I haven't like done a reading here in a long time, so I just went kind of like a little nuts here on cards. So this reading may be a little long because of that, but hey, that's okay. We're trying to cover 12 months here. So your unicorn oracle cards, we have Friendship, seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spread more or spend more time socially. What did I tell you guys? Right here with my people will call your people, and the proposal to take things from business to pleasure. So you guys are going to be quite the social butterfly in 2022. So like I said, if the past 2 years you have felt isolated, you felt alone, kind of just like the odd man out kind of thing, that's going to be changing in 2022. Friendship is going to be a big key for you, so that is definitely very exciting. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. So once again, you guys, I love it when this happens. Two totally different decks, but they are echoing one another. It's like they're singing a duet together. And the intuition card here is just like you may be your own Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So like I said, you guys, you have a strong intuition. So you're really going to be tapping into that in 2022. It mentions using divination tools. So that would be, like using tarot cards or pendulums or any of those kinds of things. You may be getting more into that if you're not into that already. So that is definitely really exciting. Oh, and a tag team onto discernment. These two kind of go hand in hand. We have discernment. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. So with discernment, discernment is kind of like, to me, it's kind of like a combination of intuition and wisdom together. Because in discernment, you're using your intuition to know what is right or wrong for you. And you're also using wisdom to make that decision, to know what you need to do with what you know about, kind of a thing. And with the part of keep your dreams a secret, sometimes we need to lay low a little bit. Like sometimes we can be working really hard on something and we can have a dream and we can have a desire and we can be working hard on it. And sometimes we just need to lay low and do that. We don't need to get on social media and blast it to everybody like, burr, 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 this is what I'm doing. Sometimes you just need to work at it. And there will be that time and that place to put it out there in the world for the world to know. But you'll know when that right time is. In the meantime, sometimes it's good to just kind of, just work in your own peace and quiet. And you have leadership. Step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others, which is beautiful. I feel like this taps into the adulting aspect of things that we already talked about, taking more responsibility, because obviously anyone who is in a position of leadership needs to be responsible. They need to be an adult about things. So that may be a part of your growth process. Once again, in 2022, you could have a promotion at work. You could be starting your own business and being a leader in that terms of things. You could wind up having a leadership role of sorts in your home life. So take it as it resonates, of course, but I do feel like you're going to be stepping into more of that leadership role. I need to move this ornament. I don't know where to put it. I got more cards here. I dished out more cards than what I was planning on doing. Okay. Let me move that over here. Now we have some Psychic Tarot of the Heart cards for you guys. And you guys got the throat chakra. So our throat chakra is, it's basically your throat. It's your voice. It's speaking up. So I feel like you guys are going to be speaking up more in 2022. You're going to be using your throat chakra. It's really going to be opening up. You're really going to be expressing yourself more, which I feel like plays into what came out earlier with losing your filter in a sense. So by losing that filter, you're going to be saying your truth. You're going to be speaking that truth. You're going to be getting vulnerable, transparent, authentic, real, raw, even if it's ugly, even if it's not like the desired thing everyone would like you to think or like you to say. But you're going to say it anyways, and it's going to be good. And it's better to do that, because if you don't, you can block your throat chakra, and you don't want to block any of those chakras. So speak your piece by all means. We have darkest fears. Now, don't get scared with darkest fears. I don't feel like that means you guys are going to be experiencing your darkest fears at all in 2022, but I do feel like there may be some spiritual warfare happening in your mind at certain points in 2022 when you may have to battle those darkest fears and be just like, you know, I don't want to go there. I don't want to think that, kind of a thing. So you may have to kind of like battle that every once in a while. Those may be those can't even moments where you can't even, when things are a little too real and a little too stressed out and a little too crazy, but you guys can definitely defeat those. You can get past those darkest fears. Dreams and decisions. So that I feel like is very similar to discernment that came out here earlier from the unicorn deck. You know, once again, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to what you're pursuing and what you're doing in 2022, I feel like you are going to be making moves and making bold choices to do that, you know, kind of like in the adulting department and everything as well. And using your discernment about that, you know, using your wisdom, using your knowledge, and you know, it's all part of that growth. It's all part of like that stepping up to another level kind of thing. And remember, you guys, this is for 2022, so it's not like this is something that's going to all unfold like this is January. No, this is not January. This is maybe like 1/12 of the year, you know. Or like January is 1/12 of the year. So just remember, like, this is a lot going on here. So it makes sense that it would probably happen over the course of the next year. And your final card from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart is love. So there may be a partnership happening for you guys in 2022. Now, I know I'm not one who's like big on the love readings anymore here, but I'm not going to like deny it when it comes through in a reading. So, and I do know that the love thing is pretty important to a lot of people. So it is possible that there could be a union of sorts happening for you in 2022 with a special person. It could be your twin flame. It could be your soulmate. If it's not in the love department, it could be a business partnership. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like romantic love, but I do feel like for most of you, it will probably be with a special someone. And finally, you guys, to wrap up your 2022 preview, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got judge not that you not be judged, Matthew 7:1. So basically this card is talking about not judging. Pretty basic, pretty simple, right? I feel like for a lot of people that goes right over their heads these days, especially those who do call themselves Christians. But you know, I don't think Jesus is like that. Anyways, judge not that you not be judged. So, you know, just continue to treat people kind and treat people well. You know, don't judge a book by its cover, kind of a thing. You know, treat people as you would want to be treated, kind of a thing. And, you know, nobody likes it when they themselves feel judged. And I'm sure that you don't like it when you feel judged. And I don't feel like you're someone who is going around judging everybody else in the world, but you know, it's just a nice reminder, especially in those moments where maybe things get a little crazy and maybe you can't even for a minute there. You know, try not to jump to conclusions and judge the situation or the person that you're dealing with in those moments. You know, just kind of take it easy and you will be okay. So that is your 2022 preview, your overall 2022 prediction, you guys. So hopefully that resonates and that makes sense for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just with a simple small emoji. Otherwise, please give this video a big like. That definitely helps me out. And make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And like I said, my deck here, Written in the Stars, that is available on Etsy. I'm also open for private readings. So Etsy, contact information for private readings, all that good stuff is in the description box down below. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by here and hanging out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and it means the world to me. I hope you guys have a very, very happy new year and a blessed 2022. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the cute pink Starbucks cup ornament, then this is going to be your reading to see what is in store for you for 2022. All right, so we're going to start things off here with my own oracle deck, Written in the Stars. So you can find this on Etsy. It is available there. And we're going to kick things off with me just putting things down, and we're going to connect the dots and see how all the cards connect to one another. We got more to come over here, obviously. So let's see what you guys got for 2022. Wedding bells, like Father of the Bride. Don't be in such a rush. No need to be 13 going on 30. All that glitters isn't gold. Things may be scary now, so don't scream. And pass through the red velvet ropes. You're on the track. So, what I got from this, number one, you have wedding bells, like Father of the Bride. So, this goes to tell me a couple of different possibilities. Number one, maybe you're going to get married in 2022. I mean, that's obviously the first most obvious possibility. But if marriage is not on your radar in 2022, maybe it's somebody that you know, maybe someone you know is going to be getting married in 2022. And even if that is not the case in either scenario, the other thing I take this as is it could simply be just like a higher level of commitment, because when someone gets married, they are making a higher level of commitment is the bottom line. Like it's a spiritual commitment, a holy bond basically between husband, wife, and God. So at the end of the day, that could be something that is happening for you during 2022 is you could be simply taking things to a higher level of commitment, whether it is with a person or within your job. You know, it could be in a lot of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship, but there's some area in your life that will be taken seriously where there's going to be that higher level of commitment. So, you know, take it as it resonates. It could be at face value, like a wedding, or it could be, you know, something a little bit more metaphorical, just depending on your situation. Now, with don't be in such a rush. No need to be 13 going on 30. That goes to show me that there is a level of impatience that you have, and that you may be struggling with that at some point during 2022. Patience may not necessarily be your strong suit. Not necessarily that you are 13 and that you want to hurry up to grow up, although that could be the case too. But I feel like in whatever area of life this applies to, there's an area in your life where you're just impatient, where you're just like, you know, I can't wait to finish school. I can't wait to get a promotion. I can't wait to get that job. I can't wait to start my business. I can't wait to be in a relationship. I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have a baby. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to go on vacation. I can't wait to get a new car. I can't wait to buy a house, whatever it is. There are so many can't wait, can't wait, can't waits. So I feel like there's definitely a level of impatience here you guys are going to be working through in 2022, which is not fun because I have dealt with that. I feel like I deal with that all the time. I feel like that's my life basically. So if you're like me in that regards, I feel ya, I get it. And sometimes I feel like we get into that position of impatience because we're looking at something that looks all sparkly and new and amazing to us. But usually that thing that we're being super impatient for isn't necessarily worth all the fuss. Not to say that it's not worth it at all, but that it's okay to take our time to get there. Because with all that glitters isn't gold, that talks to me about illusions, about seeing things kind of through a rose-colored glasses for what they really are not. So, and I feel like especially if you're having impatience in a certain area of your life, those two things could kind of go hand in hand. Where you may feel impatient about something because you're looking at it in rose-colored glasses. And it's like I said, it's not to say that the thing that you want isn't wonderful at all. Like especially with the wedding bells thing, maybe the thing that you're feeling impatient for that you really, really want is to be in a relationship or to be with a specific person. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And that's not to say that that wouldn't be a beautiful situation. But even with the right person, even with the right situation, it's never perfect. There is sometimes that tendency to put it on a pedestal, to see it in rose-colored glasses when it's not all gold. There's some dirt on that gold. So try to keep that in mind. That may help keep you a little bit grounded to be just like, okay, we'll get there, but we can take our time getting there. And that may be hard for you because slowing down may be scary. Things may be scary right now, so don't scream. So I feel like there's a lot of anxiety in a sense coming from this pile, which I understand because, I'm right there with you guys. I really do. I totally get it. But, once again, with all that glitters isn't gold, it's kind of like those illusions. Things are not as scary as you think they are, Things are going to have this way of working themselves out eventually. And, life is a roller coaster ride. If you're going to be on the ride and you're going to scream, at least have fun while you're screaming, You got to get on the other side of it. But, it's going to be fine. And, it doesn't even necessarily have to be on a personal level. I feel like this could also be on a collective level because things have been scary in the world as a whole for like the past 2 years now. So we could still be seeing some of that and dealing with some of that in 2022. So this could also be in reference to that. But I do feel like you guys are strong. You're going to get through it. And I know you're going to get through it because you got passed through the red velvet ropes. You are on the track. So you guys are fine. Like, you sometimes may look at where you're going and you may be like, I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. But you guys are doing fine. Just stay calm, stay cool. You guys are on the right track. There's no need to panic. All is well. All is good. All right. We also have some cards here from the Millennial Oracle. And you guys got bounce. Leave the situation or person. It's time to leave it all behind. Leaving fast. Wrap it up. Shook. Can't believe what you heard. Caught off guard. Unsettled. Shocked. Surprised. Speechless. Sorry. Not sorry. What I did wasn't wrong. I don't care what people think. Unremorseful, bitchy, don't care. And savage, ruthless, getting what you want. Don't give a, don't hold back, tough skin, confident, badass. All right, so you guys are, I don't know. I'm just going to say it, like I'm going to ask it right now. Are you guys fire signs or something? Because this group feels feisty. So if you are a fire sign and you're watching this right now and you're resonating with this, let me know because this feels pretty fiery. So with bounce, I feel like this is what you guys are going to feel like doing when you get into like that impatient mode, or when things get scary and you get freaked out and you know life gets kind of like a little weird, a little crazy in 2022. You're going to be tempted to do this. I don't think you guys should do this. I think that the things that you guys are fighting for and wanting are worth pressing on and pressing through towards. I don't feel like you should be bouncing on it. And I'm not saying that you necessarily will bounce on it, but I do feel like the temptation to bounce on it could be there. And, you know, like I said, the reason it's going to be there is because you guys are going to feel shook. You're going to feel caught off guard. You're going to feel unsettled. You're going to feel surprised. You're going to feel like just freaked out about things. You know, freaked out because of a combination of impatience and just life as a whole being scary sometimes. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to feel shook. Like, it's okay to feel those emotions. I think the important thing that you guys will probably need to learn in 2022 is to just like not immediately react out of those emotions, to take a chill pill, to ground yourself a little bit before that happens, before you actually bounce on something, before you just like ditch your commitments and stuff. So yeah, you guys are, I feel like you're my frazzled group. Like I said, I understand. I've been there. I'm still kind of there. And I'm not even a fire sign. So yeah, with sorry, not sorry, and savage, I feel like these two kind of play in together. So in a weird way, like I do feel like you guys are gonna have like more confidence this year coming out of this, because when you are the kind of person who is sorry, not sorry, or you're feeling savage, basically, that is coming from a place of confidence. You know, it's not coming from somebody who is like all willy-nilly and hot and cold and lukewarm about things. It's coming from someone who is confident and, you know, it's kind of like, I'm confident and I don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks. So I feel like these two cards are kind of like a double-edged sword. Like if you're using this kind of attitude in a positive way, you know, like going towards your dreams and doing what you want to do and not listening to negativity, and you know, not letting the naysayers, the doubters, the unbelievers, you know, not letting people get to you, not letting haters drag you down and stuff like that, then in that case, I feel like this is a good energy. This is a positive thing. You don't have to say you're sorry to people who do not support you and believe in you. You can be totally savage when it comes to going for what you want and feeling confident. So in those ways, I feel like this combination is positive. But in other ways, I can also see how it could be destructive, because if you're feeling shook and you feel like you need to bounce over other commitments that maybe, like I said, you're feeling impatient about, things are feeling scary, and those kinds of things, then that may not necessarily be productive. You may want to reel that back in. So that's why I say this energy is like a double-edged sword. So I feel like this energy is going to be there no matter what. I would say just make sure you're honing it in and you're channeling it in a way that is productive, because you're someone who carries this, and it's a very powerful and strong energy to have, but just make sure that you're using it in the right ways, because it, like I said, it's a powerful tool. but it could go both ways. It just depends on how you are and how you use it. So that's just something to be aware of. We also have the Unicorn Oracle. We got some cards there for you guys. We have intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. So that's very similar to what I was just saying with sorry, not sorry, and savage, at least on the positive side of that coin. If you guys are just like going full force into the direction of your dreams, you know, bulldozing over the competition, bulldozing over your fears, your haters, that kind of stuff, you guys are going to be successful. But I think that the key here is once again, your intention. So make sure your intentions are clear. Once again, like what I was saying here with sorry, not sorry, and savage, if your intention is destructive in these cards, where you're just like, I'm scared, I'm gonna bounce, I'm freaked out, like I'm impatient, then that intention is gonna like destroy your world. It's not gonna go well. But if your intention is positive, where you're like, I'm not gonna apologize for who I am gonna be ruthless and be confident and go for what I want, then that intention is going to bring you a lot of blessings and a lot of favor and a lot of abundance. So it's really about utilizing what is on the inside of you in a positive way, because you guys have this powerful tool on the inside of you and it could go one way or the other. You know, you could become the villain of your story or you could become the hero of the story. You have the ability to be either one of those. So it's up to you in 2022 to decide which one you're going to be. Growth. Seek a mentor or a guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. So 2022 is going to be a year of growth for you guys, which doesn't necessarily surprise me. It's a year of growth for Pile 1 as well. Pile 1 had a completely different energy from you guys, but growth was still a big theme for them. Growth is a theme for you guys too. It probably will be for everybody, honestly, because it's like, what year are we not growing? But, you know, growth is going to be a part of it. You guys are probably going to be learning about a lot of growth in those moments when you feel shook, in those moments when you feel impatient, in those moments when times are scary. You know, we don't really grow during the good times. I mean, the good times happen for a reason, because, you know, if we didn't have the good times, we wouldn't understand what bad times are, and vice versa. But, you know, generally the good times are not the times that grow us. And we have delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in the simple things. Always expect the best. So this goes to show me, kind of like what I was just saying, in contrast to the bad times, that there are going to be good times as well. So there may be times in 2022 where you feel shook and things feel scary, but there are going to be good days as well. You know, so like I said, for every bad day, there's going to be a good day. You got to have that contrast, because if you didn't have bad days, you wouldn't understand what a good day was. So you're going to have those good ones as well. It's not going to be all nothing but growth, you know, spirits trying to kill you with growth kind of a thing. It's not going to be like 24/7 pain and agony. There is going to be like blessings, kind of sprinkled throughout there. So, you know, you're going to feel the love as well. And we have beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationships. Believe you are lovable. So there could be some love coming into your life during 2022. You know, we did kick things off here with wedding bells, father of the bride. So, you know, like I said, that could be in reference to you, like, getting married. If you're not getting married, like I said, this could be simply like a deeper level of commitment with somebody. But it does seem like love and romance is going to be happening in your life. There was a little bit of love and romance for pile number 1 as well. So seems like so far everyone's getting a little bit of love in 2022, which makes sense because 2022 is all about those twos, and twos is about partnership. But anyways, yeah. So with the beloved card, I do feel like some love is going to be there for you guys, and maybe because that's such an important thing for you guys, maybe that's why you're going to feel a little shook and things are going to feel a little scary, and maybe there's going to be a part of you that's going to be tempted to bounce because when you take that deeper level of commitment with someone, that requires more vulnerability, it requires more authenticity and transparency, and that can be pretty freaking scary. But it's worth it. It is worth it in the long run, or so I hear. I can't speak from experience here because my true love is basically my dog, but that's a different story. Anyways, we have some cards here for you from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. And you guys got feeling alone. So I feel like feeling alone, you're probably going to have moments where you feel alone. That doesn't mean that you are alone or that that's going to be the result of your year, because we were just talking about love coming into your life in 2022. So I don't feel like you guys are going to be alone. And if you notice, it doesn't say you're alone or being alone. It says feeling alone. So you may never actually be alone, but you may have moments where you feel that way. And it will probably be in those moments when you're going through those growing pains, when things feel scary, when you feel shook. Those are usually the moments in our lives when we do feel alone. But try not to buy into that illusion, because I don't feel like you guys actually will be alone. That's just going to kind of be your mind, in a sense, playing tricks on you. You also have the base chakra, which is basically the root chakra. So our root chakra or base chakra is pretty much like our basic necessities, in a sense. It is like, it is the chakra that is like closest to the ground, closest to the earth, basically. And one thing that I have noticed as a whole in this pile is you guys do need some serious grounding. Because if you're ready to just like bounce and take off, and you got all this like fiery energy inside of you, and you're kind of like all over the place, you guys are probably going to need some serious grounding here in 2022. So I would say maybe get out into nature a little bit in 2022. Spend some time in nature, ground yourself. Make sure that like your basics are taken care of, that you're getting enough rest, that you're eating well, that you're getting some exercise. Just make sure those basics are covered, because the more that is covered, the more you're going to feel secure in the other areas of your life. And we have dedicated effort. So I do feel like you guys are going to be working hard towards your goals, towards your dreams in 2022. As you can tell specifically in this card, we have the painter, and he's painting this picture of this couple. And, we do kind of have this theme for this group talking about the beloved here and the wedding bells, that could be something that you may be working really hard towards in 2022, is your love situation. That could be one of the many dreams that you're working hard towards in 2022. But regardless, I do feel like you're going to be working hard in 2022 towards your dreams and your goals and your desires, and you're gonna have success and growth in them. You already had growth come through here, but growth is painful. We've already established that, but I do feel like you guys are going to have success with it. That you're not just going to be going through all these growing pains and all this chaos and all this insanity for nothing. That you are going to see success. So that is definitely very positive. And finally, you guys, I have a card from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got Ask and it shall be given unto you. Matthew 7:7. So basically this card is saying that, when you are meditating, when you are in your prayer time, when you are just doing your one-on-one thing between you and God or the universe, spirit, source, whatever you want to call it, when you are in that intimate time with your creator, make your requests known. It's like the whole thing of you have not because you ask not kind of a thing. So, ask. Even if it's small and even if it's stupid, even if, you're just like, hey, God, I would really like to go to Starbucks today. And maybe you had no plans to go or something, or you don't have a way to get there or whatever. Make your request known, even if it's small, even if it's trivial, even if it's tiny. It doesn't matter. It can be big, it can be small. Bottom line is God loves you and he is concerned about every part of your life, even the parts that are trivial. So, make your requests known this year. Make them known 100%. Anyways, that's basically what I have for you guys for your 2022 prediction, your preview, your look into the upcoming year. So hopefully that resonated and made sense for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just with a simple small emoji. And please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. And feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also, you guys, like I said, my deck here at the very start, Written in the Stars, this is available on Etsy, and I am open and available for private readings as well. So all of that information that you need to know about private readings, Etsy shop, a way to contact me, my socials, all that stuff is down in the description box below. But otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by here and hanging out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have a very, very happy new year and a very blessed and abundant 2022. So I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the key to Disneyland for your Christmas ornament, then this is going to be your 2022 reading to see what you can expect in 2022. All right. So we're going to start off here with some cards from my own Oracle deck, Written in the Stars. So this is available on Etsy. It is like a pop culture, Hollywood kind of theme deck. It has general messages and life and love and all kinds of different things. So we're going to see what comes out here for you guys and see what you need to know for 2022 from Written in the Stars. We have Dazzled by the Edward to your Bella. They see you as an A-lister. Time to go home to Sweet Home, Alabama. Chicks before dicks, even when you're Golden Girls. And your entourage is ready for a trip. Travel ahead. Okay, you guys. So, for you, your very first card that came out is Dazzled by the Edward to your Bella. So immediately that goes to show me that you guys probably have a love connection in your life. There's probably someone in your life that you're connected to that is a love situation, whether it's like your current significant other, or it could be your soulmate, your twin flame, however you want to put it, however this fits and describes your situation. But it seems like there's definitely somebody in your life who dazzles you, basically. But I do feel like the feeling is mutual, because just like you are dazzled by them, they see you as an A-lister. So you're at the top of their list. You know, you are not some washed up, no one's ever heard of, no one cares about anymore, D-list former reality star or something like that. You are definitely an A-lister. You got the Grammy, the Oscar, the Golden Globe, the Emmy, the People's Choice Award, whatever other awards there are out there, you've got them all according to this person. So I do feel like there is a love connection in your life where it's like you guys basically just love one another. You guys see one another as each other's stars is what it comes down to. It's a beautiful connection, whether you guys are currently together or not. And then with time to go home to Sweet Home Alabama, I feel like you guys are really going to find a sense of home for yourself in 2022. Now, this could be like in quite literal terms of traveling, like traveling back home, for example. Like if you've been living somewhere where you're far away from your roots, you're far away from your home, you're far away from your family, you could be returning to your home, returning to your family. That's kind of what I did in 2021. But it doesn't have to be in the literal sense. It could be just like finding a sense of home within, like finding a sense of stability within yourself. It could be like finding a home where you're at. So take that as it resonates, of course. Now, for some of you, I do feel like this and this are connected to one another with your entourage is ready for a trip, travel ahead. Your travel could be going back home. So these two could be one together. You could be traveling back home in a sense. Now, for those of you where traveling back home wouldn't necessarily connect, I do feel like travel is in the cards as a whole, you know, whether you're traveling home or not. So it does seem like there probably will be some travels ahead, that there will probably be some adventures for you coming up in 2022. It doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't mean that you're like traveling to another country or anything like that, although it could. It could be anything from traveling across seas to traveling maybe 2 hours away. So, you know, take it as it resonates. But I do feel like you guys are going to have some travel coming up for you guys in 2022. Just, you know, some good times, some fun there. And then we also have chicks before dicks, even when you're the Golden Girls. So I feel like you guys probably have a solid friend group around you, that you have a solid group of friends. And I mean, this could be a solid group of friends that maybe you're going to go home to. Maybe you consider them a part of your home. It could be a group of friends that could be that entourage that you're going to be traveling with. But regardless, I feel like you guys have this good, solid friend group. And it's like you guys are each other's ride or dies for life. You know, like whether you're young, whether you're old, or anything in between, you guys are always going to be there for one another. So you guys are just going to kind of grow and age together and stay together like the Golden Girls, basically. And it's like no guys, no drama, no careers, no nothing could possibly come between you guys. You have like a close-knit, solid core group of friends, which is very important. You know, this is probably like basically soul family level type of friends. So, you know, so far, really good stuff going on for you guys in 2022. That's definitely awesome. We also have the Millennial Oracle here, and we're going to see what's going on for you guys from the Millennial Oracle. We have salty, sudden change of mood, feeling someone did you wrong, upset, bitter, annoyed, jealous. On fleek, feeling you got it going on, a state of completeness, perfect, flawless, on point. FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of missing an opportunity, feeling pressured, choices. And put on blast, being publicly embarrassed, personal business exposed, exposing secrets called out. Well, this just got very interesting because the first cards that came out were all like very positive. And I'm not saying that there's nothing positive about what just came out from the Millennial Oracle, but when I put it together with what's already came out, it adds layers is what it comes down to. It adds some texture to what we have going on here. So I feel like some of this is connected to those chicks before dicks, because bottom line is, like, having that core group of friends is of course very good and very helpful, but let's be real, you guys, friendships can be complicated and they can get messy. And girls will be girls and sometimes be catty with one another, and it's not always the easiest. So while I do feel like you have a solid group of friends, I do feel like there is going to be some challenges, some push and pull here with your entourage, basically. So, with salty, sudden change of mood, feeling someone did you wrong, upset, bitter, annoyed, and jealous. So this can happen within our friendships. We can love our friends and we can want the absolute best for them. But sometimes it is hard if, like, for example, you have a friend and maybe they achieve a goal or they do something that you've been struggling and you've been trying to get to yourself. And even though you may be happy for that person, and you may be glad that that person has achieved that thing, done that thing, whatever, that doesn't mean that there's not a part of you that doesn't feel jealous, or you're like, kind of like, well, what the hell? Like, I'm working hard at this too, where's my piece of the cake here? It's not that you hate them, it's not that you don't want good things for them, but you're like, hey, what gives? What about me here? So it might leave you feeling a little salty. It could wind up causing some friction in your friendships, or someone could feel that way towards you, vice versa. So like I said, it doesn't mean that you don't love each other. It doesn't mean you don't care about one another, but, there can be things that can, come up with that. And that can tie into FOMO as well. Like, you could have some friends that maybe they go off and they do something and they leave you behind, and then you feel like you're left out and you've got FOMO. I've been in situations like that before. This was a crazy long time ago, but like over 20 years ago, I had a group of friends that went to Hawaii, and they went to Hawaii because their spring break fell at a different time than mine did. So I felt that FOMO. I felt left out. I felt like I was missing out on the opportunity, like I was missing out on the things that were going on. And it sucked in that moment, but you know what? It worked out for the best for me. It worked out for the better because I found something else to do during that time that really was helpful to me and a good thing for me at that time. And it was something I may not have done had I gone on that trip with them. So, don't worry if those kinds of things are going on. It's good to have friends. It's good to have that support with one another. But, stay your lane at the same time. Remember who you are. Don't get too overly identified in what's happening in your friend group, in the people that are around you. And then we have put on blast. Publicly embarrassed, personal business exposed, exposing secrets called out. So, just be careful when you're feeling these different emotions, when you're feeling salty, when you're feeling that FOMO, or if someone's feeling that way towards you, because it can lead to people doing stupid things and saying stupid things and airing things out in a public format. Primarily the main thing I'm thinking of here is social media. How many times does that happen? It's like, I could go to bed at night and I can be scrolling through my Facebook feed and I won't go to sleep forever, because it's like, I'll see one status update and it's like all these different comments on it, because it's like one big fat argument. And I'm not involved in the argument. I never comment on it or anything, but it's like entertainment. It's like I just sit there and I'm like, I'm going to read these comments now because this is all the drama that's going on. So don't don't go there. Don't go there in 2022. Don't be the person who either posts the drama or comments on the drama or any of that kind of stuff. Just don't even bother. Take the high road. It is not worth it. Even if you're having problems with people, you know, if you're having problems with someone specifically, or someone is having issues with you, address it to that person specifically, in private, not with other people. You know, if this is happening over social media or something like that, rather than create a status update about it, a post about it, a tweet about it, whatever it is, rather than do that, private message the person, deal with the issues. Don't drag it online for the whole world to see, because that only makes the problems more complicated than it has to be. And then we have on fleek. Feeling you've got it going on, a state of completeness, perfect, flawless, on point. So the positive thing about this card is, even though there may be some, I feel like this is friend drama, honestly. I don't feel like it's necessarily family or like romance, because like clearly you've got, you know, you're being dazzled by Edward. Edward sees you as his A-lister. So I feel like everything is pretty good in the love department. This could be family. It could potentially be family, but I feel like it's more so friends or maybe even coworkers. It could be something like that too. But regardless, like I said, I don't feel like these are like toxic friendships though. I feel like at the end of the day, you guys really do love and support one another. You're just a little crazy. You may be a little Kardashian chaotic or something. But anyways, at the end of the day though, I do feel like you have the confidence to, you know, get this together here and make things work, because the initial cards that came out here were all very positive. So I feel like at the end of the day, there is that confidence for there to be a good turnout of things, even if you hit some bumps along the road. Okay, we also have some cards from the Unicorn Oracle deck. We have gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. This is so important, you guys, especially if you are experiencing some static and chaos in these connections here. You know, feeling salty, feeling FOMO, wanting to put someone on blast. Don't do that. That's not love. That's not love at all. So be gentle, be kind, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. Even if you are feeling like some things are unfair, that's okay. And that's just, there's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure that you're handling those emotions in the right way, that you're not putting people on blast. Like I said, that you're being direct with people privately about your issues. And even when you are being direct with people privately in those issues, speak to them in words of love. It's okay to express your truth and say, hey, this makes me feel sad. This makes me feel upset when you do this, or you say that, or I feel jealous, or, you know, I feel like I missed out on whatever it is I missed out on. It's okay to say those things. Just make sure that you're saying it coming from a place of love, not from a place of like attacking the other person. Courage. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. So part of the thing that you may need to do is set some boundaries in these friendships. Because you know what? Like, I know a lot of people talk about like codependency when it comes down to romantic relationships, but sometimes we can be codependent in other relationships too. It can be in our friendships, it can be with our family members, it can be with other things. So make sure you're having appropriate boundaries, and remember that you are strong enough to, you know, basically handle whatever it is that comes your way in 2022. We have adventure. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams above to new or move to a new location. Oh wow, you guys, that's so cool, because once again, I love it when this happens. I love it when like two different decks totally echo one another. So this one is saying adventure, moving to a new location, manifesting your travel dreams. And here we have your entourage is ready for a trip, travel ahead. So once again, you guys, I do feel like travel is in the books for you guys. And that's going to be an adventure. And who knows, that could be when some of this craziness happens, especially if you're taking a trip with other people. And especially if you're like traveling with other people and you're kind of like all living underneath the same roof and all the other kind of stuff. And maybe you don't normally spend that much time together. On a regular basis outside of that situation, that could be where some of these things come up that gets a little hairy and gets a little crazy, and some truths could wind up coming out that normally wouldn't. So I do feel like it's going to be an adventure, that's for sure, some ups and downs, but I do feel like there can also be some good things that are going to come out of this too. That's not going to be all just like cattiness and bitchiness or anything like that. But it is going to be an adventure. Like I said, it could be an adventure that winds up taking you home. It could be possible that you wind up moving back home, and maybe some of these friends or people that you know from home, take it as it resonates. It could be a lot of different situations, but I just love it when that happens because it's cool how those things tie in together. And you guys, have compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. So it's going to be really important to have compassion when you are dealing with different personalities, when you are dealing with different scenarios, like what I've already mentioned here, your chicks before dicks here. It's important to have compassion, and it is important to have compassion for yourself in this too, because sometimes you may be going through challenging times with other people, and then you may wind up beating yourself up over it, thinking like, oh, I should have said this differently, I should have done that differently, so on and so forth. So, make sure you're giving yourself compassion as well. Because at the end of the day, it's almost kind of like no one is 100% right and no one is 100% wrong, because everyone's coming from their own personal perspective. And this was actually something that I saw earlier today in a TikTok video, and I'll share it with you guys really quickly because I think it applies to some themes that may come up for you in 2022. Is, let's say you have somebody who travels to New York City from Florida, and you have another person who travels to New York City from Alaska at this time of year. Now, the person who travels from Florida is going to think that they are in the Arctic blast in New York City. It's going to be so friggin' cold to them. But the person who travels from Alaska is going to be like, oh, this is just a Tuesday. It's like nothing to them. It may even feel like a heat wave to them. And the bottom line is, like, it may be the same temperature. Like, let's say the temperature is 30 degrees or something. It may be 30 degrees, but that 30 degrees may feel very cold to one person and may feel like a spring day to another. So neither of them are right or wrong. It's all about perspective. And I feel like that's something that's important for you guys to learn when dealing with these connections, probably in 2022. We also have some Psychic Tarot of the Heart cards for you guys. And you guys got Choose Your Battles. Oh, does that make sense? Because we kind of have some battles going on here, like I said, with these different personalities, whether it's in your friend circle or family or whoever it is that this is pertaining to. I feel like you guys will probably know, but choose your battles wisely. It's one thing if it's something that is really important to your heart, that really, really matters, that you feel like you need to stand up for, then by all means, stand up for yourself. But if it's something trivial, if it's something that could pass, if it's something that really isn't necessary to get wound up about, it's probably best to just let it be, let it blow over, and let it move on. We also have control. So I feel like you guys are going to be learning to let go of the control of the situation in 2022. And this is a hard one, you guys. It is. It's hard. We all want to be in control. We all want to feel in control of our lives. And it's really hard to let go and kind of just like let things flow. Because in doing that, that leaves a sense of vulnerability. It leaves a sense of just the unknown is open to whatever. And, you know, just because something is unknown, just because you don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, doesn't mean it's going to be bad when it does. It could be even better than you think. So 2022 is going to give you opportunities to release the control over situations. Clarity of belief. So I do feel like through these different circumstances, you guys are going to be gaining clarity on what your true beliefs and what your true values are. Especially when we go through these challenging situations like this, you know, dealing with other people, dealing with other personalities. It makes it very clear to us, like, what our beliefs really are, like who we really are, kind of a thing. And you have trust, which I feel like kind of goes hand in hand with the control. When we release control, when you release control of things, instead hold on to trust. You got to trust that everything is going to be okay, that everything's going to work out. Even if you don't see what's there on the other side, even though you know you can't control it, it's going to be an opportunity to just trust is what it comes down to. And this is a hard one. Once again, I know, I understand, I've lived it. I feel like I live it all the time. So I'm right there with you guys. It hurts. I get it. But unfortunately, it is a part of this thing called life. There are times where I feel like we are taught trust a little bit more heavy duty than other times. You know, 2016 was a very difficult year for me. I was homeless for a period of time during that, and when I had to do a lot of this. I had to do a lot of trusting, and I got through it, and I'm okay. And you guys will be okay through what you're getting through too, but the only way to do it is this. You gotta apply that trust. And finally, you guys, I have a loving words from Jesus card here for you. And in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. So you guys got, whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give to you. John 16:23. So basically, you know, this card is talking about asking. And it's interesting because we had a similar theme come out in pile 2. It wasn't the same verse, but it was a similar kind of thing of like, you have not because you ask not. So make sure as you're going through 2022 that you ask God, Spirit, Source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that you are asking for assistance, that you're asking for help. Especially as you deal through these situations. You know, you're probably going to need help releasing control. So ask for that help. Ask for the assistance to release control. Ask for help and assistance in gaining that faith and gaining that trust. You know, you will receive that, but it's harder to receive that if you're not asking for it. So make sure that you are making your requests known in your prayers and in your time of meditation. So that is basically what I have for you guys and what is coming up for you in 2022. Hopefully that resonates and that makes sense for you guys. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just with a simple small emoji. And make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also, you guys, like I said, my deck here, Written in the Stars, these first few cards here, it is available on Etsy if you're interested in it. And there are other readings as well available on there. and private readings are open. So my Etsy shop, contact information for private readings, my social sites, all of that stuff that you need to know is in the description box down below. And I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful to you guys for stopping on by here and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have a very, very happy new year and a very blessed and abundant, joyful 2022. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the red ball ornament for Kitson, then this is going to be your 2022 reading to find out what is in store for you for 2022. All right, good stuff. It seems like it's definitely going to be a year of growth for kind of everybody all across the board. That's what's been in the past 3 piles, so just letting you guys know as a heads up, which doesn't really surprise me, but, you know, there's good things too, though. You know, there's ups and downs, like with every year. So first, we have some cards from my own deck here, Written in the Stars, which is available on Etsy if you are interested in it. It is a pop culture, kind of Hollywood themed deck, messages in life and love. So we're going to start off with some cards there for you guys and see what is coming through for you in 2022. It's time to meet the parents. 50 Shades of Freaky. Take a selfie, influencer on the rise, incoming brand deals. See the stars, see the view, spend time in nature on a hike at Runyon Canyon. Unexpected new beginnings alike and knocked up. All right, you guys, so with the very first card that came out, we have It's Time to Meet the Parents. So, you know, this card kind of references like meeting your significant other's family, the in-laws, that kind of thing. So that could be something that may wind up happening for you guys this year. If you already are familiar with and know your significant other's family very well, then it could simply mean that you guys may be working on growing and developing these connections and these relationships to a deeper level in 2022. With 50 Shades of Freaky, that goes to show me that you guys are definitely not shy in the bedroom department. You and your significant other, that you guys are probably definitely going to be getting down and getting dirty and getting freaky and you know, having a lot of passion and sexual adventures in 2022. If you don't have a person, if you don't have like a significant other or something like that, this could be something that could be coming up for you guys in 2022, that you may meet this person that you're going to have this incredible sexual connection with, that you may wind up meeting their family and all these other things. So if you're like, yeah, there's no one on the radar whatsoever right now, that doesn't mean that can't change. You know, it's a whole year coming up. So take that as it resonates. If you're dealing with like a twin flame kind of situation, and maybe, you know, like you have a person, but you guys are not like currently communicating or something, you guys may wind up like coming together this year and having those things happen. We also have Take a Selfie, influencer on the rise, incoming brand deals. So if you are someone who does a lot of stuff online, where maybe you are like an influencer of sorts, you could be someone who's busy on TikTok or Instagram or any of those other kind of places. You could take this for what it means quite literally, that you're going to be getting brand deals and, you know, making money through simply your popularity of your presence online. But if you're not someone who's doing something like that, then I take this as whatever it is that you do for a living, people are going to be taking notice of that. You know, like if you're a teacher, you're going to be noticed for that. You know, you could be given a raise. If you are like a nurse or something like that, maybe you're going to get some kind of promotion. So, you know, like take it where it resonates in your line of work. Like, bottom line is someone's going to be noticing the hard work that you do, and the incoming brand deals, it doesn't have to be like literally a brand deal, but it could be a promotion, it could be an opportunity. Either way, it's going to be something to further the direction of your career, to further the direction of what you're working hard towards in a good way. See the stars, see the view, spend time in nature on a hike at Runyon Canyon. So Runyon Canyon is this infamous park in LA, basically. It's like a celebrity nature playground, pretty much. It's where all the celebrities go, and Joe Schmoes as well, to go hiking. People go there to exercise and walk their dogs and stuff like that. And, you know, not only is it good, of course, for you physically in terms of exercise, but it is gorgeous. You're out there in nature. You know, there's a lot of great photo op places along the way there. So it's good for all that. But bottom line is, like, spending time in nature can be really good for us. It can be really good for our souls. So even if you're not in LA, even if you're not anywhere near Runyon Canyon, I'm sure there must be somewhere nearby you, some place nearby you, where you can just like go out and feel connected with nature. Maybe you live near a lake. Maybe you live in a mountainous area where you can go hiking in some mountains. Maybe you live in a rural area where there are fields nearby you can just hang out in. Maybe there's simply a park nearby. You could live in a very urban environment and maybe there's a park nearby. Whatever it is, you know, make sure to get out there and get connected into nature in 2022, because it's going to help ground you. It's going to help you stay connected. It's just going to help like refresh and reconnect your mind when it comes to anything that you're dealing with in life right now. Like for myself, I know it's going to sound weird, but especially considering it's the dead of winter, but I've started doing these late night walks with my dog because I don't live in LA anymore, and I never would have done this when I lived in LA because I wouldn't have felt safe enough to take late night walks with my dog in LA. But being in like the far distant suburbs of Chicago, now, like there's a single family home suburban neighborhood area that I'm basically in right now, and it's safe. Like there's nobody out late at night. So I will take my dog out for these late night walks, and it actually feels so refreshing and so rejuvenating. And granted, when the temperatures drop like really bad, we're probably not going to be doing that then, but at least for now, like it's kind of been really enjoyable. And actually, when I'm done filming this reading, we're going to go do one of those. But yeah, spending time in nature is good. Like it's good. It makes you feel good. So just connect. Unexpected new beginnings, like in Knocked Up. So Knocked Up is obviously a movie about like getting pregnant unexpectedly. And considering we also have 50 Shades of Freaky here, if you are getting freaky that much in 2022, that is a possibility. Could be taken quite literally, that all that freaky deakiness could wind up getting you pregnant. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. You could play it safe and not get pregnant at all. You may not be doing anything to even get pregnant. This could also signify a new beginning, period. It could usher in like a new era in your life, period. Like this new relationship, or a new beginning with the parents, or a new beginning in your career, a new beginning within yourself. So I do feel like you are going to be experiencing new beginnings in 2022, whether it is quite literally a pregnancy or something else. We also have some cards here from the Millennial Oracle. We have Tindering, looking for a match, meeting new people online, dating, ready to mingle. finesse, getting something in a slick way, smoothing things out, steal, buttering up, persuading, charm. Blessed, something good has happened, expressing gratitude for blessings, feeling lucky, luck on your side. And throwing shade, being rude towards someone, not being liked by someone, insult, slick, and disrespect. So we're going to start off with throwing shade. So I feel like overall, there's going to be a lot of good things happening for you guys in 2022. So, when good things are happening for us, there's that tendency sometimes for people on the outside to want to throw shade at us. So I don't feel like you're going to be the one to be throwing shade, because I feel like there's a lot of good things happening here for you guys, that you're not going to be like upset and in turmoil where you're going to feel the need to throw shade at somebody. But I feel like someone may want to throw shade at you. And if someone throws shade at you, then of course you might get upset. So if that does happen, if someone does try to throw shade at you, like, maybe you get the promotion here and somebody else doesn't. Or, maybe you have this amazing new beginning with whatever, it could be with your person or something like that. And somebody else gets pissed off and they don't like that. Either way, don't play into it. Don't buy into it. If people are going to throw their shade, they're going to throw their shade. You just simply put up your umbrella to block that shade out, is what it comes down to. Like, don't worry about it. What other people think of you is none of your business, is what it comes down to. Because at the end of the day, you are blessed. I feel like 2022 is going to be a blessed year for you. Good things are going to be happening. You're going to be thankful. You're going to be grateful for these things. It's just going to be a time where it's like the right timing, the right situations, the right circumstances. It's all just going to be kind of clicking and coming together and happening together. Not because of anything that you do, but just because of the time that it's time to. Now with finesse, that may kind of normally imply like some kind of effort of putting in that persuasion and everything, but I don't feel like you guys are going to be doing that. It does mention having charm here, and I feel like at the end of the day, one of the reasons why you guys are going to be fortunate and have a very blessed 2022 is because you're going to have a natural finesse about you. You're going to have a natural charm to you. It's not something that you're purposely going out of your way to do. It's just something that you exude naturally. And that finesse and that charm is going to be the thing that ultimately brings in those promotions, brings in those good things happening, bringing in those new beginnings, stuff like that. And I feel like one of the things that helps you get into that frame of mind is spending that time in nature and making sure that you're grounded. Because the more grounded you are, the more that finesse and that charm will just come through naturally, where it's going to be effortless. And with Tindering, looking for a match, meeting new people online, dating, ready to mingle, for those of you who are single and you're like, I don't have a person to be 50 Shades of Freaky with, whatever. This could be taken very literally, that you guys could be on Tinder or dating apps or whatever it is, meeting people, connecting with people, and that could be eventually how you wind up finding that person that you get freaky with and make it serious enough with, to the point where you meet their parents and so on. And if you're already with that person, or you already know who that person is supposed to be, you're already connected somehow to that person, it could simply be in reference to not necessarily Tindering, dating kind of stuff. It could be just meeting new people, period. Because, people forget about that you can meet people online and not just for dating reasons. You can meet people online and like actually just make friends. I mean, wasn't that supposed to be the point of like MySpace all those years ago? A place to make friends or whatever, or like Friendster or whatever, like all those back in the day. Like you could simply be meeting people online and making connections online and making friends. Or it could be in a career direction. It could be like LinkedIn or something like that, where it's helping you with those, you know, like upcoming brand deals and that kind of thing. You know, even for myself, you know, I have made so many friends over the past couple of years just over the internet. You know, especially in the times that we've been living in with the pandemic and everything, it's not like people can really like go out and meet people in traditional formats of like bars and clubs and that kind of thing. A lot of stuff has been happening over the internet. You know, this work that I do here and now on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, doing readings and everything, everybody that I meet, that I connect with, whether it's a client or people who become friends in this community, it's all online. So, you know, that doesn't have to be just a romantic thing. So you could be connecting with others online, just making connections with people, whether it's romantic or not. We also have some cards here from the Unicorn Oracle. We have magic, make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. So like I said, you guys, I feel like you're going to have a really blessed 2022, and it's going to be blessed simply because you believe. It's like you made this wish at some point, you know, maybe in 2021, and you're just believing in it. You're just knowing that everything's going to work out, that everything's going to be just fine. So, you know, keep doing that. Keep believing in the magic. Keep believing in those fairy tales. Keep believing in those happily ever afters, in the impossible, in those dreams. We also have nature. Ground yourself. Find a sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elements. I love this because once again, we have one deck playing into another. And this has happened in like every single pile so far, where two decks kind of like echo one another. So nature, I feel like, is very much see the stars, see the view, spend time in nature on a hike at Runyon Canyon. So like I said, you guys, this is an emphasis here on getting out into nature this year. You know, getting out there and spending time in nature, whether it's just like a little bit of time at the park, going to a beach, hiking in the mountains, whatever it is that you have available to utilize in your surroundings, get out there in nature because it's going to be helpful for you. It's going to be good for you. I mean, overall, you kind of have a lot of good things going on here already, but I feel like this is just going to like help and assist that even more. It'll prevent any kind of potential resistance that could come in and maybe make things a little difficult. You also have dance. Move your body to magic or to music. Magic. Well, we were talking about magic earlier. Dance with the rhythm of life. Manifest your dreams through dance. So I don't know if you're someone who is big into dancing. If you are, this could be just like confirmation that you need to keep doing that, keep dancing your way through life. And if you're someone who's not big on dancing, dance. Like you don't have to be a professional dancer. You don't have to, you know, be super coordinated and skilled. Just move your body, just unwind, just relax, just like put on one of your favorite songs and get crazy, you know? Like, I know for me, like, I can't just, like, clean like a normal person. Like, I have to put on music and I have to, like, have a dance party as I'm, like, cleaning and stuff because I hate cleaning. But that makes it fun. It makes it enjoyable. So just do it in, like, the everyday little ways that you can. You know, I'll dance in my car too. Like dance in your car, dance wherever you want. Like it's fine. Like sometimes it's good to look a little crazy and feel a little crazy. We also have miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender to the how. So that's so important, you guys, to not get wrapped up in the details of the hows, whens, whos, wheres, whys. The devil's in the details is what it comes down to. So don't worry about the details of life. I think between the magic that you already believe in here, your miracles are going to be coming your way. Magic and miracles, I feel, definitely go hand in hand with one another. So you're going to be experiencing a heavy dosage of both coming your way in 2022. Don't get crazy here, ball. Stay. We also have some cards here from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. And you guys got helpless and hopeless. So for the most part, you guys have gotten, I would say, overall positive cards here and overall positive reading. So just because you got helpless and hopeless doesn't mean it's like, oh my God, everything's bad now. I just think that this is showing a little bit of the contrast that you guys may experience during 2022. That even though you may overall have a good year, where you're going to be blessed, you're going to be experiencing miracles, you're going to be feeling the magic of things, you're going to be having new beginnings, you're going to be experiencing promotions, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have moments, not the entire year, not a whole month or anything, but just moments. It doesn't mean that you're not going to experience moments where you may not feel helpless and hopeless at times. Even when things are going absolutely amazing and wonderful, sometimes we can trip ourselves up and we can convince ourselves that things are not as good as they usually are. It's kind of like we can almost put like this negativity or doomsday message on something that's actually positive. We can look at things in a more negative way than how it really is, kind of a thing. So just be careful not to do that with yourself when things are going well, because that's going to take away from the joy that you experience when these blessings are happening. And I think the best way to avoid feeling helplessness and feeling hopelessness in 2022 is going to be when you guys get out there and connect with nature, when you're taking those hikes, when you're spending time like at the beach or at the park, or however that is in nature. I think that's really going to help you, and it'll snap you out of any like helpless and hopeless kind of feelings that may come your way. So we also have sadness and isolation. Once again, I don't feel like you guys are going to be sad and isolated in 2022. Now, this may be how you have felt in 2021 or even 2020 for that matter, because I think a lot of us have kind of been in that position, especially dealing with the pandemic and stuff. But once again, if you have those moments where you feel sad and isolated or helpless and hopeless, the best way to combat those emotions is going to be through connecting through nature, to tapping into that magic, to remember that those miracles are happening. Because at least in terms of the physical sense, I don't feel like anything bad is actually happening for you guys. I feel like good things are happening for you. I just feel like sometimes your mind may be disconnected from the reality of what's happening in your physical world, which is where that grounding is going to need to come in. So I feel like the next two cards totally make sense with this, because you have rest and reconsider. So I feel like, even positive things, even positive change can feel very overwhelming, and it can be a lot to handle. So when those things are happening, you guys will probably need to rest. And I don't feel like it's the good things you need to reconsider. It's those negative emotions, the sadness, the isolation, the helplessness, the hopelessness. That's the kind of stuff that you guys are going to have to reconsider when you're feeling that way. So you just need rest. Just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself in 2022. Not just in terms of nature and stuff, but make sure you're getting proper sleep. You're getting healthy things into your body, that you're eating well, that you're exercising, that you're just taking care of yourself. You're resting and you're taking care of yourself, because that's all going to help defeat any sadness, isolation, any helpless or hopeless feelings, because I feel like these are all just like feelings and emotions. I don't feel like that's actually going to be what's happening like in your physical reality. And then we have change your focus. So just make sure that you're not focused on the negative. It's almost like I feel like you guys could, for example, get like a promotion. You could get a good deal, and for some reason you guys look at like the downside of it instead of like this positive, amazing thing that happened. It's like you could get a raise, and you could get like this amazing recognition and all this other kind of stuff. And you guys will sit there and look at the negative side of it and be just like, oh, but now my schedule is changing because of it, because I got this promotion or whatever it is. Like you guys are going to like pick on the negative side. Or it's like there could be this unexpected new beginning, and instead of looking at it as a positive, you're going to see it as something negative. Like, I don't know, you could like move in with your person or something like that, for example, and like that's supposed to be a good thing, and you may pick on the negative things about it, like, oh, my person does this, my person does that, blah 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 blah. Like it's just like you focus on the negative of the situation when you have these positive things happening to you. So just don't do that. Focus on the positive, change it from the negative, and you guys will be okay. So I feel like, if anything, your biggest struggle in 2022 may be your own mind. It's not that like your own world is going to be falling apart, because I feel like good things are going to be happening to you. You got blessed here, you got magic, you got miracles. I feel like good things are going to be happening to you. So I feel like if there's any strife and if there's any turmoil, it's all going to be internal. You could be someone who suffers from depression, anxiety, or both. So if you are, then that's understandable, because it's like your entire world could be going in the right direction, but that doesn't mean that for you internally it is. So, that's understandable, and that's something that's always going to be a battle. That's something that's always going to be something you're going to have to work on and work through, whether things are going well or not in your life. But that's something to just be aware of in 2022. Finally, you guys, we have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. Matthew 12:50. So he's basically talking about, doing the will of God, basically. And when you're doing the will of God, it's like you are basically like a brother or a sister or whatever in Christ. So pretty much for me, what that says is like doing the will of God is basically like doing what is right for your life, because everybody's personal relationship and personal connection with God, source, spirit, however you want to put it, that looks differently for everybody. And it's kind of like when we go against who we really are, when we go against that connection, we're not really like in the right vibe is what it comes down to. So make sure you just stay in that right vibe. You guys got this. You guys can do this. And that's pretty much what I have for you guys for your 2022 prediction, your 2022 reading, what you guys can expect in the upcoming year. So I hope that this message resonated for you. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did make sense, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's simply with a small emoji. It goes a long way. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And like I said, you guys, at the very beginning of this video, these cards right here at the very start of your reading, these are from Written in the Stars, my own deck. It is available on Etsy, so if you are interested in that, go on over to my Etsy store. You can hit that up and pick that up there if you enjoy it. And also, like I said, information about private readings and ways to contact me, my socials, all that kind of stuff is in the description box down below as well. So, that's about it, you guys. So I want to thank you so much for hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have a very happy new year and a very blessed and abundant and favored 2022. So I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling.